And it appears that Chiral has declared the Cafulian Reach. So, let us move on. And you may notice we are once again at first done. We have actually been playing some games in the intervening week. I basically decided I wanted to try and get to first done, and this was a nightmare. This little bit was a nightmare. Now, you gain points on the down tables for being on finishing second or first. And I did quite well, all things told. That's quite not a bad score at all. I would prefer to have a few more first and seconds, but you know, the first one though was completely luck based. I got a lucky Chinitsu Baiman at the start of the towards the start of the game, and that just led to me managing to hold out just about and got that win, and finally got Downship as well. Somewhere here it has the entirety of the things. For some reason, it seems to be showing... Oh, it might not save the logs, then. Because these are my logs from Mahjong nights a while back, and other things I've played. Okay, well, that's something to bear in mind with this, then. I can't really show you. I was planning on doing a little quick overview of the game I played. But, alas, I cannot do that yet. So... I suppose what I might as well do is just quickly go over the format. We will be going and playing 2 games on... of 2 Hanchans against various people on the lower down tables, which is where I'm currently ranked and playing. After that, we might play 1 game against the chat. We will see about that when the time comes. Meantime, let's get this first game underway. We're up against a 4th, a 3rd, and a 2nd Dan. One half the players has a ranking over 19,000, which is ridiculous. As is this opening hand. This is a fairly ridiculous opening hand. And yay! First Dan! It returned. Also, I have this really oddly configured. I might actually use some adjustments in the intervening bits here. But yeah, this is looking quite good for a Honitsu potential chanter, actually. Yeah, let's push the Honitsu here. It's first hand. I can afford to do this. And hello, Sif as well. I don't have my pair established, which is the only problem I might have with this hand at the moment. But yeah, I could turn this into a Chanter Honitsu as well, if I get the 8. And it's kind of why I'm going to keep the 9 now, just in case. So the Chanter is definitely the better option to go with, but I'm required to draw a 2 and an 8 there just to improve the hand up enough, so... Might have to leave it and just see if we can get the Honitsu. Either way would be fine. Okay, we even have a pair of dragons, so we potentially have... If I can draw a 2 of the 8 now, that's Tenpai for Chanter Honitsu. I can even call the 2 of the 8 at this point to get to that. Can't call the 3 for it, so I'm not going to. I've had some... I've actually had a good set of games, but the number of games... I must have dealt in from the lead in the last hand at least 5 or 6 times during that chain of 12 games. Not going to call the 4. I wanted to call the 4, really, but...
Each.
Okay. I have 2 definite safe tiles in the red dragons if I decide to fold this, and I'm folding. Dealer reach, we're folding. If I'd have attacked either of those, I might have been able to hold him off and just gone for the Honitsu, but too late now. Oh wait, it's early days. I don't need to throw this away at this point. And we still got the Honitsu on. If I can draw... Is the 2 not going to be passable, though? The 5 is definitely not passable. And I still have a safe tile, so we'll go with that.
Wrong.
So 1... Oh, it's a single weight. So reach Chitoitsu, and Padilla earns 4,800 points. And this is like a much more sensible starting hand. But we'll see how many dragons get called. There's one. The important thing here, finish first or second. I do not want to finish off of those two positions if I can avoid it. And we certainly don't want to finish last, because that way lies oblivion, or at the very least losing my Dan ranking for a third time. And I really want to start elevating myself. I want to get up to second Dan at some point. Too much to ask? I don't think so. Not necessarily. Okay, we'll keep going. We're looking at Tenhou Pinfu here. Okay, drop a 7, so we're 1 away now. Actually, no, we're a bit further than that, really.
Dong.
Okay, Haku Toi Toi. And he loses pretty much the same points he picked up, so... all still very even as I become dealer for East 2. Aegon... no, Aegon. Why does I think Aegon? Jesper absolutely raged at me the time he dealt into my one of those. But it is a valid tactic. You got hit for a Sun Baiman in the first... oh, jeez.
Home.
Right, well, I'm going Chun Toi Toi here. Which I can also bear with and just call the 7 if I need to. I've already killed one white dragon, so we'll get rid of the second. And if I do get the 7, that gives me one door as well. So either way, I'll be able to do something with this hand. Should have also probably gotten rid of the 8 for the 1-3, but... is that a better weight? I think that's a better weight. Also, it might allow me to bluff a Honitsu.
Riichi.
Okay, do I go Suji or do I go... I'm going to go Suji. So I don't have a lot that's easily safe against that.
Chi.
Pom? No. Darn it. That's the problem. No, it's not really a problem. It's just more sort of a consideration here. With the 4 pass. The 9 we know will pass. So... hey, it's not going to beat my Chinbroto attempt. It's not going to beat that. 9 that we know is safe. I would call that under normal circumstances, but it wouldn't get me to Tenpai, so I'm happy to hold off. And we're going to keep folding.
Dong.
So 7-8 weight. So either of these two, which I would have had to get rid of one of them eventually, would have done me in. So overall, I can't say it's gone particularly well, but 3 hands in is still in it. This is a horrible starting hand, though. Thankfully, I'm getting some easy tiles to get rid of. Okay, north next. Holding on to the east red dragon just on the off chance that... nope. Yeah, on the off chance we draw one of them. Huzzah, it's now useful. So I need to draw the 3 dot, ideally. In fact, there's a lot I need to draw, but for now, 3 dot would definitely improve things. At probably the fastest rate. 4 dot's not bad. You draw one of the middle tiles here, and then ideally the 3. Wrong 3. But it does help improve things somewhat, so I'll get rid of the Sozu side of the hand, which is quite cheap at the moment, relatively speaking. And a lot of 3 of the 4 dots sales has gone as well, so I don't think anybody's got too much going on in that sort of general area.
Chi.
That being said, he's just called that. So what do I know about my predictions? I know nothing. Yeah, in general, this has not gone particularly well. We're now towards the stage of the game where we have to worry about defense. That's not a bad draw. I'm only 2 from Tenpai, but I'm still kind of thinking... Eventually, it's not quite there yet. The problem is there's been no real low dots discarded. The 1-2 is a little dodgy. It's worked, though, but... Oh, very nice. Okay, let's get rid of the 1s. So I can now call Red Dragon for Tenpai. Or I can just draw a 6 and go and get the Peiko. Haku's live. That's annoying. I might not be able to go with this.
Chi.
So Sozu is quite cheap right now, but... Oh, thank you, sir. Alright, this is the Tenpai draw now. Almost the Tenpai draw. Indeed! Right, 8 dot, 1's been played, a couple of 9s. 4 player, no 10. Well, that'll do. This will occasionally happen, everybody kind of playing a bit too wary and a bit worried about what everybody else is doing. And they will hold on to tiles, which, if they got them rid of a little earlier, they might have been able to hit Tenpai, but... Late game, it's very risky to play anything that's live or anything that's potentially a bonus tile for somebody, because that could easily be what they're trying to wait on. Still, the game is extremely even right now. Yeah, we'll get rid of the 1 first. Have a pair established in those. If I can draw a 6, ideally. 3 means I can use this as pair run, possibly. Possibly even go for the 4-7 irregular thing later. That opens up to the 7 run. That means I will need to find a pair somewhere else. That opens up the thing I'm never allowed to say. And not allowed to say for the predominant... You know, I'm just not allowed to say those words ever now. An entire Yaku has been banned to me because of you people. Still, we're not going for it now. The 2 mana is potentially still possible to get rid of here. But for now, I'm going to fold this outright. He's in last place. He's likely going for something cheap, but can't guarantee that for certain. Okay, that still leaves me the pair and run there. I know I'm kind of considering weights as if I'm still attacking. I'm not particularly, but... White Dragon's safe. Also have 9 so, which is definitely safe. And I have another pair. Would love somebody to drop a 7 dot soon. If that's a 6 dot... No, I'd still be 1 away at that point. It was risky. It is a Suji, though, to B8 that was discarded earlier. Means I'm 1 from Tenpai. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Ignore that. I'm not 1 from Tenpai. I'm 2 from Tenpai. Given another safe tile. And given yet another safe tile. 1 player Tenpai. We move into South round. Getting slightly more even. And this is one of those worrying games from my perspective, because I've lost these sorts of games before. The sort of calm, deal into a Hanneman. Darn it. And that does happen. So I've got to be really alert with this. I'm folding a lot, but my chance will come. I will be able to hit that big win soon. Or at least be in Tenpai for it. And here looks like my best chance I'm going to get for a while. If I can draw a 7, I've got a potential free-sided wait for my pair. If I can draw a 4, I can turn this into a double run here. There's a 7. The overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer indeed. But this is looking okay. If I can draw a 2, I've got my Itsu. 2 of the 1. There's only one. It's not a lot left on either, but I've got the Pinfu weight if nothing else. So I just want any Sozutar practically puts me in Tenpai right now. But a 1 or a 2 gives me the chance of that possible Itsu. Nope, this possible Itsu is avoiding me. Come on. You're my Yaku. We want this. Okay.
Each.
That'll do. It's not the best. Not the best at all, but I'm going to take it. So we are Tenpai waiting on the 7, so. I'm hoping more to freeze up their hands and just grab that win and then the dealer turn. And more to scare them off, because this has already shown me, because of that last couple of games, this table will fold. And the guy in last is not really close enough to risk that. Bear with, I'm just going to go grab a drink. I hope I actually pay attention to when a 7 so is randomly discarded. But if I win this, it's going to be because I draw it. It's not going to be because of that. Though, how many 6s is that? 1, 2... No, I've got 1 in my hand, so they can't see all of them.
Chi.
Oh, and I'm being attacked. This is not the time to be me to be attacked, because this is where I'm going to deal in. Well, 2 wouldn't have helped me if he'd have discarded it, in fairness, because I wouldn't have been able to call that for Itsu, but
Chi.
if I'd have drawn the 1 of a 2, I could have gone into that Itsu wait, so for now I'm just going to stick on the 7. I'm worried by their calling. They've decided not to be... Now we've hinted south, of course, it's serious, so let's go for wins. Problem is, I'm drawing risky tiles here. And they're playing risky tiles as well. Problem with the single weight. They might fold in the end if they have something particularly dangerous, but... That's disgusting, sir. How dare you say that word in my presence? 2-player Tenpai. He did have my winning tile, though. So I gain a little bit on the leaders. Only small margins, but small margins is enough. 3,500 behind. I have 2 green dragons in the opening hand, and this is not a bad opening layout at all. 9 to start. East goes 1. Imagine some of these I'm going to get some favours on, but...
Chi.
Yeah, we're going to go aggressive and quick. This is going to cheapen the hand, but I feel I can afford to do this. Watch me no longer draw another useful tile.
Home. Home.
Okay, so I've got my Yaku sorted out at the very least. Let's get rid of the white dragon as well. 2 calls from Medela. If they can get the... The problem is I don't want to call the Friso because that eats my pair. And darn you, sir. Got a safe tile at least for that. But I've got the 5 dot to get rid of here to get to Tenpai.
Sumo.
And he's up draws the win. And it's a big one. Stops a Hanneman, but that's put me in last place. God darn it. Alright. Okay. It's a setback. Got 2 hands left, and I've got to overhaul 3,000. No, I'm still ahead in third. Got to hold 6,000 points back to hit second place, which is where I wanted to be at the start of this. Game on. Possible 4-5-6 Sanchiku here. But this isn't a hand I can particularly call with because it's not got an easy Yaku in it. I've got 3 terminal tiles still going. Not quite all out yet. I'm not gunning for this just yet. This isn't a hand to gun for it with, in all fairness. It needs a lot of help to make this work. Egan, I see you've joined us for Tiles of Cthulhu.
Riichi.
Okay, reach from second place. I have a safe tile against him to discard here, which does advance the hand, so we go with that. I've got to advance the hand where possible here because... Okay, let's risk this. It's a good level of understanding to be on, in fairness. So I can get rid of the 4 if I get a 3 or a 6. That's useful. Will the 8 pass? Okay, I'm putting myself into a double dot weight here for 1, 2. But again, unless I draw a... Well, actually, in fact, even if I draw a 3 now, it's not going to help massively. He says. The reason being, that would be a 3-10 weight if I went that way. Oh, God, they're all being aggressive now. They're all being aggressive. Okay. How to play against this? Risk for 2 dot. The 7 so is really awkward for me to get rid of from this position. Neither of them have a lot of Sozi tiles. That is massively helpful. Right. One man. I am very close to Tenpai. 2 is probably safe against both of them. Suji against the person across from me. Definite safe tile against that. That was not helpful, but I know 6 dot is a safe tile against both. I'm 1 tile away from reach from Pinfu. Could call that for Tenpai here. Gonna call that for Tenpai. Bit of a risk, but there's not a lot of discards left, and that secures me the draw. And also gives me a high possibility on a 3-6. Come on, 6 dot for free. No, okay, no. Free player, Tenpai. I didn't lose ground. I've gained ground of a leader, and we have a interesting start. I'm a greedy bastard. Has to be Tenpais. Right, let's get rid of the 5-7 because of the... I don't know. That doesn't necessarily help me to get to a thing, but that does advance the hand a little further. It's not worth me calling Yeast. Not at this stage. South would be worth it, but... No. So East is now guaranteed to be our pair. Unless I decide to get rid of them for safe tiles later. Very definitely possible. Okay, hand developing quite nicely now. We're 1 from Tenpai. Have to draw the 6, the south, or the 7 to get there, though. I suppose I could draw a 6 and convert the hand that way and get to pin 2. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't be pin 2 with the 2 easts. Let me say, I'm going to get rid of my 2 easts here. Oh, I miss Salem 2, actually. I haven't played that in ages. I don't think I'm dreaming of a 4-wind hand with the norths and the west played, but I am dreaming of south. South only, though. Which is what it'll have to be now. Friso, 1's been played, so there's 2 still left. Yes, that's the south. That's the indicator, so south 3. And second place lost 2,000 points. Not enough. You need to lose more than that, really. So I need a hand big enough to overhaul second, really. Hello, Viking! I'm a first dan again! And I'm only down this low because of a Hanneman sumo by the person massively in the lead while I was dealer. I feel it important to emphasize this point because this could easily just be any situation for me. Still, I have 3,000 points to pick up here. I have a red 5 in my opening hand. I'm also not very far from Tenpai. I'm not very far from Tenpai at all. I'm 1 from Tenpai. If I can draw a 6, I'll be in a double 1 thing weight, which would be enough. Would not be enough to overhaul the leader, but I don't have a hand that's really going to do that right now. I need a Mungan. My name is still Dan. First Dan, of course. If I draw a 7 and get lucky to push that 3, 4, 5 into a 5, 6, 7, reach Sanchiku, red 5s. I could overhaul the leader with that, but quite so, quite so. Oh, I should have kept that. Yeah, for doubly, so I should have kept that. So I would have extended my options over there. Can't call that just yet. Can't call that for the same reasons. God darn it. Still going for this. There we are.
Each.
There is a... Okay, reach Hellweight. Reach Hellweight. 4,200 is the gap. He also calls... Oh no, it's not a Hellweight, it's a Deadweight. God darn it, I missed that second one. Well, this was fun. Most I can gain now is 1,500 points. I get the same number of points as he does. The best thing I've got now is if somebody else wins... God darn it, I'm going to fish third. The showdown. Yeah, I'm proving my first Dan credentials here by reaching with a dead weight. A Hellweight is where there is only one tile which you can win on. The next one is a Deadweight where you have no winning tiles whatsoever. And I decided to reach on this hand. Because I am a moron. I saw the Tenpai and thought, you know what, that would be a good idea. And what's worse is, I could have converted this over. Yeah. I deserve that for that. So 1,000 points only, but that's enough to secure him. And we carry on. So 9,200 is gap. Means I do need to get this to Mungan somehow. It does. It does. Lots of things haunt me, though. I also got rid of my West Dora tile as well because I was reading chats, but you know. You know, things happen. I'm going to keep all of this for the moment. Actually, I can get rid of South now from next round, but I gotta pull this off. 2 red dragons have been played. God darn it! Oh, they got the Shador Sun as well, wouldn't they? I may not have done. In fairness, one was already played, but I suppose Chanter isn't too ridiculous for this sort of hand now, is it? Probably. 1 Hucky down. Let's get rid of the other. As long as it's a direct hit, it doesn't need too much more of a push. God darn it, I get rid of the white dragon. Immediately have to get rid of the second, which just shows what my luck is right now. Huzzah. I don't know. I know I'm passed on that. That's kind of deliberate at this stage. Because I bet my only chance is reach and hope for Uradura.
Riichi.
So that's exactly what we're doing. We're reaching and hoping for Uradura. Riichi Patsu, come on. 1-4, 1-4, 1-4, 1-4. No. Riichi Patsu Sumo. No. So now I'm just hoping on the direct hit, really. If I get the direct hit, then I think this hand's good enough. Possibly.
Chi.
So I do have to worry about finishing last as well, but you know.
Long.
Yeah, I'm finishing last. Well, that ends that. That ends that little annoyance. So huzzah, my first return to a down tables and nothing has changed. I lose 45 points and we move into the second game straight away. I'm aware. Ugh. You know what's more pleasing? I got back up into a 1404 ranking. There's still 100 below standard thing, but you know. And yes, I'll pay attention, but I also have to pay attention to the chat as well. This does happen. Yeah. Okay. We have setbacks. We move on. We continue. We attack. But I felt it was better to go for second place than try and secure third. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go again. Nah, the other thing is... I didn't break my wind, actually. That was just the first one that went. But, you know. So, South Tudor is what we're looking at the moment. But there's only one south left, so I've got to also assume that we might not get that finished. Quite so, sir. Quite so.
Home.
No, don't strive to do that. That's part of why I keep you people around, I'm sure. You are amusing. Okay. Let's not get rid of the door here. Kind of going a little all over the place, but bear with. Yeah, I like to play in nuclear exclusion zones. Nobody else is around. It's fun. And there's virtually no horrible side effects.
リーチ
Okay, reach across. I got the 1 dot, 1 dot. Let's go 1 dot. Well, that's helpful. It's a tile I probably have to get rid of in some way, shape, or form to get to that. Exactly. That is very nice. That puts me 1 from Tenpai, and I know 2 is a safe tile. So if I can draw a 1-4, I can actually get into Tenpai on the 4 and the 6 there. 2's not guaranteed to be safe, so I'm just going to hold off for a little bit. Well, that's some evidence that 2 dot is safe. Would love you to play that right now.
C
Alright, let's go with that. So we're now waiting on the 6, which is a Tsuji from both. It's a Tsuji, so it might come out. There's a possibility of it. Thankfully, I drew a safe tile. I'm trying to work out whether 8 was played before or after the reach. It was played before, actually, but 9 safe. Two 6-man left. One man is safe against you. Yep, South Dora would have been perfectly valid for me. As it turns out, I'm actually now in the lead. Because I did not put 1,000 points on the table. So, 234 Sanshikyu seems the easy route to go down at the moment. Failing that, though. Failing that, if I can draw a 7, so, and just get myself into Tenhou. God damn it. I'm dropping a load of tiles from the middle, which is generally bad practice. Still got a red dragon to get rid of, so. Yeah, I'm having a blast of a time here. Okay, a couple of reds. Now we'll get rid of the closed bit here. That means I can now draw a 7 and get close for Tenpai. Should have read just after somebody played one, actually, knowing that.
リーチ
Okay, will the 2 dot pass? Not sure it will. Gonna play it anyway and hope. So I've got the red dragon for a free-sided weight. Okay, 4 dot. Let's dump the dragons for now. One Hatsu has been played. It's possible he still wants them, though. Oh, no. No, it isn't. Forget that. And now, if we're a 5... Okay, forget that. So he's going on a 1, 4, 7. And self-drawn for a Hanuman. Well, the good news, we're still in East 1, so we haven't really lost any ground. I'd have probably folded. I did in the end, so I can say at least I would have done that. Yeah, I'm going to hold off. Honestly, not 100% sure what I would have done from there. I kind of wish I called that White Dragon now, but only because of where the hand currently is. Mind you, if I had drawn the White Dragon, I wouldn't have got this weight set up, so... So 8 White Dragon or 7 Man for Tempai. Well, it's not a bad strategy. Typically sitting right gives you more advantage, though. Or at least sitting right allows you to call my tiles, so in theory that gives you slightly more edge against that player, but...
Home.
Okay, Tempai. It's only a 3 dot, but... Man, I could go for something... I could turn it into a 4-7. No, we're going to hold off. I was thinking about turning this into a Honitsu, but actually I'm happy with this at the moment. Okay. Forget that. We're now just going to turn this into Honitsu anyway. I'd have won if I'd have stayed where I was, but still. Honitsu. Nine, 6, 3 weight.
Riichi.
9, 6, 3. That's a 1, but fair enough. Three-sided Honitsu weight.
Sumo.
There we go, and I gain an extra 1,000 points out of the deal as well. Haku Honitsu, 4,000 points.
Home.
Okay, first turn Dragon Call. And I'm dealer as well. Hooray.
Home.
No, definitely. Didn't necessarily feel it at the point where he gave my winning tile up if I'd gone the other way, but you know. Sometimes that has to happen, and I'm annoyed by this. Annoyed by this. Hatsu Toy Toy, probably, but could also be Honitsu for Mungan.
Home.
Okay, so it's Honitsu for Mungan. He wouldn't have dropped a 6 otherwise, so... Do not discard any Sozu tiles is the only way to play against this. Which is depressingly... code for we are folding. If he does have a weight that isn't a Sozu tile, then he's just cheapened his hand for not a lot of gain, so... I don't like... Well... I certainly don't like him at this point calling, because he's just showing off a big hand at the moment. And I have to play defensively against that. Mind you, not everybody sees it that way. He's a long way from first, so of course he's going to try and play around it. As I say, I'm not going to play any Sozu tiles or any honor tiles if I can avoid doing it. Because had I not done this, I'd be in a quite good position right now, I feel. Well, actually, it might not have been, actually. My draws have not been brilliant, but... Okay, he's played a Haku, and this is the last one anyway, so... I now have safe tiles against him, even though I knew what the safe tiles were. That puts me 1 from Tenpai, but I have to drop the south to do it. And he just played a south. Okay. If I can draw the 6, though, I'm tempted to go for this. Though I would go just the Pintu, not the... well, actually, I wouldn't be able to, would I? With the Khan on the board, it's very tempting to reach right now. North Wind. It's one of the things he could still be waiting on. There's 2 gone. It'd be a hell wait. Gonna go with that anyway. Okay, 1 player Tenpai, and it was for 9, so well positioned there. And probably could, but... when I finally get off my ass to do it, in all honesty. Because honestly, it's one of those things that's been queued up and in my back of my mind for doing for 3 months. I even wrote the script for the first episode, but at some stage I need to do a lot of Tabletop Simulator and do some planning, because it's not the simple thing to just bang that out, but especially as I do not have flash animation skills and whatever else. Hi, Keishi. Okay, he's called 2 of my 6s and he's still going. Don't want to give him too much more, but it is looking like I'm just going to feed this person for the entirety of the rest of the game. Okay, 2 white dragons, unfortunately. And that's all that's going to be. I don't want to give up this 1 dot, because I have an odd feeling he might be wanting it.
Each.
Does he want the 3rd one? No. That's now a safe tile. We also have the red dragon as well.
Gong.
Okay, giving the dealer a few extra points there. There's one person definitely circling the drain, and that puts you annoyingly close to me for losing 2nd place again. Okay, quick attack from the dealer. I have 2 dragons. It's not the best way, because a random individual game is not going to teach you a lot. Playing as players might, though.
Chi.
I'm going to play this aggressively here because I got the 2 dragon pairs. I'm almost certain to get one of them eventually. And I might still be able to turn this into a Honitsu yet.
Riichi.
Slightly annoying. It also reduces the chance of the dragons coming out now. Dora.
Home.
Okay, we kept going. Somebody wanted that, but... Suji. And again. Which, if I'd have kept, would have been much better than what I currently have.
Chi. Home. Kang.
Ooh. Ooh!
Dong.
We'll have that then. That's really nothing, but, you know. It's nothing but a slight bump against 3rd place, so I'll take that. But that was a really poor hand to attack with in any... I'm waiting for a reaction from somebody here, but... Oh, dear God! Oh, bleh. Okay. That was an error on my part.
Kang.
I'm gonna get so much hate for that. So much hate for that. Yeah. That was, that should not have happened. That was a complete misclick on my part. It was potentially both. That could actually have gone really, really badly for me in many ways.
Home.
Okay, let's hellweight this white dragon. That's just not hellweight, is it? There's still 2 left.
Home.
I might be able to calm the 1 as well, so,
Gee.
you know, I might get that extra 1 there.
Home.
Sooner or later, somebody's going to risk that white dragon. Or they're going to assume they're in tempai for it.
Kang.
This is a very strange game. That was a misclick. I meant to calm that.
Dong.
I didn't particularly want the win off of you, but I'll take it. 2,000 points only. Yeah, I'm aware. I know how bad it was. I'm actually in range. It's South 1. Stringing a couple of wins together, and I'm only 12,000 away from the lead now.
Home.
But he's looking like he wants to attack again, so maybe I will have further competition in that regard in a little bit. Well, yeah, that was a potential Sankansu where I messed up completely. Because I think I might even have got the draw. Had I done that? One extra... No, it would have been there, so I wouldn't have got the extra Sankansu draw. Which would have been amusing and fun, but no, I wouldn't have got it.
Home.
Okay, 2 dragons. Let's go 9. Okay, that's not too bad.
Riichi.
That's a little annoying. But I have 2 safe tiles now, so let's use them. And clearly he's pushing because he just pushed a live dragon against that call. And I'm only 12,000 points behind him, so if that was a Hanuman with the Ipatsu... Oh, that would have been it, I think. Going for 9 dot on the basis that he played a lot of early dot tiles, so that was less likely to be it. Also, I'm on for a potential Sankansu here. With 5 pass. 6 will pass, and that's why I'm going this way. That gives me Tenpai. Still on for Sankansu. Tenhou. 3-5. South. 2 played. Sankansu, sorry. Tenhou Tudor is what I'm looking at the moment here. If I can draw it, So.
Dong.
No, not Suanko. It was on, potentially, but that had to be done. I got a hit against the dealer. Puts me within range. I've got a chance at coming back into this in a big way. Okay, get rid of the Friso. It looks like it's going to have to be a dealer reach if I do this one. I'll get rid of the close weight on this side. These are random people who I am playing against. The next game will probably be against people because if there's enough people around. I know Draconis and Viking definitely are, so that's 2. Might be able to rope Kirill into this if we need it. But yeah, these are random people on the site I'm playing against at the moment on the lower down tables. Well, not at lower down level, surely. I'm potentially looking towards Sananko again here. But they've got enough...
Home.
Nah. Gonna call and go for the quick Toy win here, because that would be enough to put me over the top. I can also still technically get Sananko if I would draw the 8 man here, but it's... I need to put some pressure on here. And it does look like a Honitsu hand, in fairness, that one. Yeah, there's a few English-speaking guides on it, but I need to navigate 2 of them, at least initially, before I got playing this properly. One more call for Toy.
Home.
And somebody else has had that idea.
Kang.
If in doubt, declare a Khan.
Dong.
This is what I get for following your advice, Draconis. This is what I get. Okay. So, maximum momentum killed. Mung and Sumo will still take the lead, though, so I'm not entirely screwed at this point, but... God damn it. That could have been so much worse as well with the Khan. I needed 3,900 to take the lead, and I already kind of had that secured with the Toy, so... I got greedy is what happened there. I got greedy. I believe you, sir. I believe you. Thousands wouldn't. But since there are thousands of viewers, I can't prove that. Not going to call that just yet. Okay, I'm going to cut and see what I can do with this. Okay. Yeah, I know which one that counts as.
Home.
Alright, red dragon only. I think is what it's looking like. As I can get extremely fortunate, draw the 9 dot, and go into a single weight on another one, perhaps.
Chi.
Yeah, so that puts me into a 7 or 8 weight. Of which there's still 3 left, and that is mine. So it's my nearest rival for second. Not enough points to overhaul him. It puts us into the last round. I need still a Mung and Sumo, really. And it's looking like I've got a path to it as well, especially if that south pair comes along. So I've got a Honitsu, which is going to have to be probably a concealed one. If it... Well, there's another route I've got, but let's just move on. Honitsu, Toy Toy. Well, this is a very quick hand. And if I have a concealed Honitsu here, this is a free Han hand, so I've got a potential free Han hand. Which, would that be enough self-drawn? Actually, with Fedora. Free Han with Fedora, that is enough. That is enough. For 8,000, but it wouldn't be enough. I need Hanneman, really, to be guaranteed of this. So, I either need to draw 4 to 5 and go for this, or reach, Honitsu, south, Dora 1 is Hanneman. That's enough, regardless who it gets from. I just need to draw... In fact, if I draw a 3, 6, 4, 5 south, I'm in Tenpai. Come on, one Manzu tile. One Manzu tile. That's all I need here.
Home.
Darn it. Right, it's open. So open Honitsu is 2.
Hang.
Rinshin Kaiho, no. But to get an extra door out of it. No point in switching it to Toy Toy. It's already big.
Dong.
Well, I end that in 3rd place. Kind of had to go over that one, though. It was definitely on. Definitely on. And he would have discarded the... Would he discarded the 4? Probably not the 4. Would have got the 5, though. No worries in the clouds. We'll catch you another time. I've had my 2nd loss of the night, and that means I am still going to be languishing down here for a little bit. Oh, I imagine you approve of that one. That one was a sensible one. That was the kind of Honitsu where I already in Tenpai and needed the Hanneman. Well, if you bear with me 2 minutes, I'm just going to open up the other table. So bear with me 2 moments while I go and do that. And we'll see who's in the chat to play a game against me. Yeah, nothing really much doing about that. That's sort of... I had to go for it. I had the hand I needed to take overall lead. The card itself was needed as well, though it didn't massively change anything. I was always going to finish in 3rd. It was worth the shot. Right, I assume this is our tournament game. If not, it's going to be... Nope. Oh yeah, I've now got to find out where it actually is positioned against things. Because, you know, I was silly and actually removed where it was positioned. So... I also partially resized these, which is why it goes a bit weird. Also, yes, my login, which you probably shouldn't see, but I don't imagine you copied it, and if you did, curse you. I believe we have 4, but... Oh, if your luck's bad, Draconis, this is the place where luck switches around. You're on fire on this table. Definitely on fire on this table. Oh, also, Viking, it's been confirmed. I did the little table update. You are definitely top of the list. I would like, though, to improve my 1 win out of the last 14 games, though. That's not the sort of thing I like to encourage on these sorts of tables. We do need 1 more, which I believe Draconis, Viking 3v4 so far. What am I looking? I mean, it's not entirely accurate because it's not showing my... I was on a different computer when I did all my other stuff, so my current ranking is 443, so I'm clearly on fire for this one. You finished no placement, first and second? Wow. Or, you know, you went no wins, no losses, a third and a fourth. Still waiting on 1 person if you want to join in. You would join, but you don't know how. Debbie was here. Bit further up. I can't promise no more misclicks. Mind you, I don't think that second calm would have necessarily helped me a great deal in that game. Though it would, as I say, it would have potentially put me on for Sankansu, which I want to get at some stage. Right, we have 4 people in there. And 1 game for tonight. And I'll continue my quest for second Dan ship, probably off screen actually. Though I don't want to absolutely lose it. So if it gets to the point where I am at the critical point of losing first Dan, I will at least record those. matches should they happen. Right, there's 4 people in the thing. Also, I've got to remind myself to actually increase the date on this tournament because I haven't done that in a little bit, so... Silent anticipation of the game. Now finish the game. Oh, this button, I mean. Nope, and now we're suddenly down to 2. Oh no, wait, we have 4. Okay, so we have Kesh, we have Mark Fu, we have Draconis, and we have you. So... Oh, honestly, making an account on this is a little awkward. You need the guides. You'll have to go and look that up, I think. Okay, so... Versus the chat. To restore a little bit of honor. I won't have any honor restored here. Though I would like the person across from me to lose some points. The person across from me can lose points today. That'd be quite good, because that means I might have a chance of overhauling him in the overall tables again. Still, we'll see how this goes. Okay, 1 man to go there. So at the moment, I'm kind of looking towards Pinfu here, or possibly a possible chancer if I were to get enough 1s and 9s set up at this stage, but that's looking more Pinfu-ish at this stage. Unfortunately, it would require just a 7 to be helpful, but might be able to get around that. Okay, we'll dump our own wind at this stage. 2 of them have gone, so... In fact, 3 of them have gone, so there's no point in holding on to it. And White Dragon is the last remaining bonus dragon that is dodgy, but we'll get rid of it now. Okay, that's useful. What do I want to get rid of? I'm going to get rid of a 9 here. Just put this into a little bit of a 5-8 potential weight going on a bit later. Kind of the same thing going in both hands, I've just realised as well, but... Yeah, we'll do that on both sides. Also keeps my Nageshi Mungan track going on nicely. Okay, we're at 2, so we're now looking at Tenhou. Tenhou Sanshikyu at the moment. Of course, if I draw the 5-man now, that means I'm actually making myself for a 10 doing that, but doesn't matter. I don't imagine this hand's actually going to develop fast enough here. I've got too many closed weights I need to fill in. There's your first one, though. And as mentioned, that puts me kind of for a 10, so... I say kind of, because that's likely to be my weighting pattern towards the end, or it could definitely be. You'll get the right draws here, so... Yeah, if I draw the 6 or the 9 now, and in fact, either way, I'm for its end for this, as it turns out. I could go for the first 10 reach.
Riichi.
Yeah, first 10 reach. Waiting on the 6-9. This is basically to try and chase people off. A lot of the 6s have gone. 2 6s, 2 9s, 1 6 in my hand. So I only have 3 winning tiles here, and I'm only going to win by self-drawn. So this is a deliberate for a 10 reach here. I'm trying to scare people off and force them to fold against me if I can.
Riichi.
That did not work. That's all I can say about that. That did not work.
Long.
Also, Draconis. Sneak attack. Ouch! Huzzah! He bleeds. Problem is I'm going to lose some points here as well, but, you know. That worked out massively well for him.
Home.
Okay, South. Because his hand is so close to Tenpai at this point.
Chi.
Right, I'm already Tenpai. 5-8 on the third turn. With 2 calls admittingly, but still. I'll take it South only right now with a game this close. I'm just trying to push myself up a little bit and into second place if I can. And also I get to be dealer next turn, so, you know. Certainly wouldn't mind taking some points of Draconis here, but, you know.
Long.
And as I say, I don't mind taking some points off Draconis. South for 1,000. Right. What can I do with this? Not much. Darn it. So I'm now exactly in the middle between their point scores, really. 18,000 down and 18,000 up. We hope we're forced to go a bit further up if we can here. God darn it. I'm drawing nothing but 8s right now, and this is blowing me up to no end. Okay, we'll get rid of the East here. That's a little further development. I'm still kind of reliant on getting the Friso, but other than that, everything else kind of going as I would want it. And that helps to possibly Itsu. That very definitely helps the possibly Itsu. If I can draw that 8, that puts me into a very, very possible Pinfu.
Riichi.
That does not particularly help me, though. That is also what I would call recovery. And go Green Dragon 6. Dot discard, hope that passes, and if it does, I have a two-sided tempo, but nobody's going to play the Hatsu right now.
Boom.
Well, I say nobody's going to play the Hatsu. Nobody should play the Hatsu.
Boom.
That doesn't quite qualify because he's in Riichi. He has no choice over what he discards. I do, and I don't like the fact that I've now got... Oh, actually, 7's fine. Whew. Okay, 7's fine. That gives me Tempai, free 6, and I can chase down a win here. I'm dealer as well, so it is in my interest to try and at least prevent a sumo, which would lose me a lot of points. But free 6 really should not be played. 7 is fine.
Boom.
Okay, what do I think about this one?
Boom.
Oh, I've already wanted it. It's the wrong person. Okay. So, Toy Toy on the right.
Sumo.
But we'll take the sumo. Dealer sumo. Hatsu. Dora 1. Oh, Dora 2, actually. Now I've got the 1 dot as well. Okay, that puts Draconis within 9,000 points. It puts Viking very close to busting out.
Boom.
In all honesty, his hand's looking very good for this. This hand is looking extremely good for this. I might even be able to get the Sanshku here. Okay, I'm going to stay silent. We have Pintu, Dora Dora. And Pintu, Dora Dora from person to my left would be enough to overhaul for the victory. If I reached, it would definitely be enough for the victory. But I'm not going to just yet. I want to see if I can get that 7, because if I get the 7, that means I've got a two-sided weight for the Sanshku. But it's not worth calling with. You see, if I bust him out here, it means I definitely overtake him in the league.
Dong.
There we go. I feel bad. I know. I debated that. If I'd have reached, it would have been enough. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. The lead. Oh, let's go. Oh, hold on. Oh, apparently they're playing without me. Okay, how do I observe this? Okay, I can observe this. Bear with. So I guess what I'm now going to do, rather quickly, is go and spectate on this game. Which is fine. I can spectate on this all I want, but I'm now going to go and put this into the right place. So bear with me 2 moments. And let me check this. No, carry on playing. I'm going to spectate. We shall play behind Kung Pao Debbie. And I believe I do have to wait a few minutes to start. No, play on, I'll commentate, honestly. True, but... So 3 minutes and then I can actually do things. So yeah, these all have rankings above mine. I know Kesh is probably a new account, but yeah, Draconis is 1600. I'm playing around with a 1400 ranking, which I'm kind of losing. Now, who should I sit behind? I think we'll concentrate behind the okay. There's disaster going on at the moment then. Play on a win. I'll be right behind you. I don't know which mode that is for on and off, actually. Let me just turn on... I don't know. There's no background music available here. Can't see. Right, we're a minute away from being able to actually do things. Yeah, thank you, default. And so the first game of the Shadow Zhongage, which you can do it. You can do it. We're about to see how well you can do it. Once you know, things start. 5-minute delay, but I think this will be the last game I do tonight. It'll be basically just commentating on this. So let's hope for a good game. It'll be interesting for me to actually observe other people playing in a lot of ways. This is sometimes a very useful tool to basically analyze everybody at once and sort of see what the best things are. There probably is a way to do it, but I don't know how to do it, in fairness. And also, according to this should be going now. Come on. JST, come on. 7:45. I should be able to do this. Unless it's exactly 5 minutes, and I'm going to wait for the exact second. No, it is a good learning tool. This is something. There we go. Right, so we're playing behind Viking at this stage, and the opening hands. I believe this is going in real time as well, according to what was actually done, but we'll find out, I guess. Okay, so 9 discarded by Kung Pao, which is a possible mistake because of the 2 9s he's got there. Pair of dragons, and other than that, bit of a scattered hand. We'll see how this develops in a few. Viking apparently disconnected to start with, probably trying to find things here. Debbie's voice by female. Awesome. I hadn't realised that. That means she must have called something, though. So, reasonable hand by Cash over there, looking at things. And immediately Viking picks up his Ipeco, potential weight coming on. He has a number of closed weights, but I imagine he'll get rid of the 1, so at this point. He's going to get rid of the 8, although that's possibly because of disconnection. So, Draconis, haven't really discussed what he's got going on at the moment, but he's looking very good for Pinfu. He's got 2 completed sets. He's got a 3rd completed set, actually, as I noticed. A couple of loose tiles, but could easily stretch this to Pinfu without too much effort. Green Dragon, Green Dragon. Debbie still has a lot of terminal tiles and really is likely to be folding this hand, or should be trying to fold this hand. Debbie, interestingly, not calling the White Dragon, which I approve of, because that wouldn't help to advance the hand too much. It's an option, certainly, but not the best option given the circumstances. So, Draconis drew a useful tile close there, and a 2 is called by Kesh. Now, Kesh doesn't really have a Yaku going on here, but if he can get rid of a 9 and the 1, that will allow him to get rid of the... Oh, that's very nice. That will allow him to get into a Tenhou hand. Debbie does seem to be folding everything, but I've just remembered she said she was AFK, so this might be her just discarding tiles at random. Which, okay, fair enough. That's what's happening. She's discarding tiles at random because she is currently random. Right, that gives you the nice little 4, 6, 8 waiting pattern. Any of the middle tiles will basically help out there. Second green dragon is, or third green dragon rather, is played, and the 7 is a better weight than what we're currently on. So you sort of got the 5, 6, 7 now set up there, the 4, 5 there. Well, I approve of you not calling the White Dragon with such a bad hand. That's what I approved of. So getting close. Kesh, I think, though, does need to get rid of the 1 and 9. I think he's gone a bit forward without having a Yaku available. That sets Draconis up for a possible Itsu in the next couple. Might have been... I don't know. Was he better with the 4? I guess technically the possible Itsu means this hand is now worth a bit more. Can now get rid of the 4 there. Ooh, why'd you hold on to this? I'm wondering why you didn't get rid of the 4 there. I'm trying not to look into people's hands. I'm trying to actually observe why that would have been the case, but I suppose you have a lot of higher tiles. In fact, you got the 8 there, so that would have been for a 10 for you. Okay, that makes sense now. So, 1 away from his possible Itsu now. And he's got a 7. This is to basically secure his pair of 5s as the pair of the hand, though he doesn't need the 5 here, obviously. Okay, Debbie now has 3 sets of bonus doubles. Unfortunately, the red dragons are out, and she has dealt in at that point. So, Tenhou, 2 red Dora, and the first hand of the game goes to Cash. Okay, into East 2. Draconis with another very nice hand. In fact, that is extremely nice. He's 1 from Tenpai off the bat from there. With a 3-sided weight. If he finishes that off. Cash is a bit of a mess going on at that stage. Debbie's hand isn't too bad, all things considered, but it's nothing compared to Draconis over here. Mr. Absolute King of Luck. So Solitary White Dragon. Will she keep it? No, she'll get rid of that. Okay, so Viking currently just setting up at this stage, and dear God, his luck at the moment. He's still got a close weight at 9-7, but he can get rid of that now. He's got a couple of ways he can extend that. So it's a bit. He's still technically 1 from Tenpai because if he draws the 8, he has it. But now Debbie got rid of the 1 there. I think she's leaning towards a Tenhou to call with, but he might have been better off getting rid of either the 3-5 closed weight or the 8. At the end. Pair of Easts now for Kesh. Also notice you had the door as well, so this is a
Boom.
monster hand from you. Dragon Call across. And now he's gotten rid of his closed weight.
Boom.
And Debbie is on the attack. Still needs to get rid of this 9, but... Oh my god, something's happened. Something happened in about 5 minutes. I should try and avoid this. We'll see, though. Another call. Relying on that east pair. It's not necessarily a bad play, but you, of course, do need that ace pair, and somebody else could have that. So I don't like relying on that. And that's a good play, because that now ensures he's got a Tenhou established. And you'll want to call the 4 at some stage if it goes up. Okay, what's she discard here? Probably will get rid of a 2-dot in fairness, which we now know is card material up here. Be interesting to see what happens from this. She actually dumps the 8. Okay, still got some development to do. Draconis is not having the best of luck trying to get this finished, which is allowing other hands to get there. Now the 2 gets played.
Kang.
And there is the Khan. And suddenly, a couple of people have extra Dora.
Chi.
Now that call wasn't needed, and also a bit silly, because now she can't discard the 5. Now the rule is if you call a set of tiles, you're not allowed to discard a tile that you could have used for that call. Because she could have used the 5 in a 6-7 call, she's not allowed to play that. Which puts her a little bit behind, in all fairness. So what's Draconis on at the moment? He's still quite a way away at this stage. Though that 2 helps. That gives him a 3-sided potential weight up here. He's 1 away again. Plays the 3 dots. Will this get called? It will. Still 1 away from Tenpai here for Viking, but...
Boom.
But also a call across the table. So Kesh is still kind of playing without a Yaku here. Still needs that East to be played.
Chi.
And I think that was a 5 play for safety against that, if I'm right with this. That does, however, put Viking into Tenpai. A little risky, but he's now got the option to kill this hand off. Debbie has the option to call, but it wouldn't be massively... Okay, I'm saying it wouldn't be massively helpful because she doesn't have a pair. Securing the pair is always important if you're going to be calling. You need to know what tile is going to be a pair at the end of the day. Now, this time, Viking, seeing that the game is likely to be over soon, moves himself into a Tenpai position. He can now win on the 4. You can still see 2 of them have been played. There's still a couple available, though. Here's the East. Now, if Debbie's playing safe, she won't play that, but she does. And that puts Kesh into a... Why did Kesh not call that? Okay. With this kind of hand, you kind of had to do that. And in fact, he might be AFK from this point, actually. Because that's really out of sync. If you were playing, you wouldn't have either called that or gone with that. Either way, though. There's a 3,900 point win from the Death for Viking and takes the lead. And has a monstrous hand to reward himself with. This is very, very good. I mean, the 1-2 is the only bad part of this hand, but other than that, everything's connected. Low end, possible Sanshku. Kesh drew a set of dragons, and Draconis has now called a set of dragons. Now, Debbie's hand isn't too bad either, in fairness, but she doesn't have a Yaku established to go through, so... So from here, the 1 is the best discard at this point. Yep. Draconis is... Oh, Viking's hand just keeps going on and on and on in leaps and bounds at the moment. That is hugely helpful. Pair there, so you're actually very close to Tenpai. There's a couple of really quick hands on this one. So the 1 dot. It's not helpful. does potentially give Viking the first part of his Sanshku, but he decides against it, which is sensible. He's got the pair of East, so he doesn't have to rush. He can wait for that. Draconis, though, is starting to push massively at the moment. And there is the Khan. He got rid of a 2-3 set here, which is a little confusing on all things regard, but it would have been more helpful to keep that than, say, the 8-9, which I think is what he's currently waiting for. Or possibly a 2 to complete his set there. But yeah, that is a huge, huge hand potentially showing, though. I will be honest, that is a threat on the board. So Hatsudora 4 is immediate Mungan, and something to be wary of for anybody here. Possibly why the 6 was played, because that would be a safe tile against the 3 Suji waiting, or Suji considerations is that. Double run here, pair of Easts, and there is a 7 he winded. So he's now in Tenpai for the 6-9. South is a safe tile, so your Debbie is definitely trying to play this safely. Draconis is... Oh, sorry. Viking 1 from Tenpai.
Dong.
And there is Deal in. So there we are. Sanshiku, Hatsu, Dora 4. And that, I imagine, is what Dang was in aid of. So current board position. Kesh has a bit of a lead. Viking is in second, about 11,000 points behind. Debbie currently will then be in third, and Draconis is now in last place and not quite circling the drain. He's still above 10,000 points, but he is now within range of a single hand to counterattack. Debbie going for points early. Immediate Dragon Call. Hand isn't the worst, but needs a bit of help. Well, something's about to happen. So, what's Viking got here? Nothing special, but lots of potential with that. Viking looking at a probable Pinfu with the hands developing as it goes out. And Kesh across the table already has 2 sets and a pair established, so is quite advanced here. I'm trying not to read spoilers in the chat. I'm really not, but I do want to flick over across and just check how things are going. So Hatsu played because 1 was played, which makes sense to me. And a pair of Easts now for this. So that improves things. Double East from dealer. With a call, it can then excuse a lot of the sort of missing tiles here. We got 3 pairs, or 4 pairs rather. So we can afford to be a little more aggressive with things if he needs to be. South gets played. That is a massive help to this hand now. So we're now looking at 1 from Tenpai. Up the top. Called by Devi. She's still way a ways, but she's now threatening. And with a 7 call, that is a play there. So now relying on that double East a bit, but still, if he gets it, and again, this is the importance of keeping the pair. This is what he's done here. He knows he wants to call the Easts, so he's keeping the 9s for his pair. It's very, very tempting to just keep calling, but you do need a pair, and sometimes you can struggle to get that last one. Here we go. Reach. Waiting on a 1-4-7. Manzu wait. Yeah, that was a winning tile. 1. So that's now a 4-10 reach. Because if you don't win your tile when it's played, you technically cannot win a hand unless you self-draw it. Now, I doubt he was going for the self-draw, because that was Reach, Ipatsu, Dora, Pinfu. So that was already Mungan. That was game-winning. Game-winning, as it turns out. Now, Debbie has the option of calling this, but again, securing the pair. Which she did. She secured a pair. It's the 5s admittingly. She'll get rid of a 9. She could now call that if it comes up again. And it would be fine. Pair of 9s gotten rid of. So now she's got the situation where she has a few pairs here. There's no point in... Okay. The 7... That was probably a better thing to hold on to, but there's a lot of 9s have already been played. And she called a 6 earlier, so... Another 6 over there. That might actually be an okay decision. Now, that seems like a messy one.
Pong.
Especially in light of that. The reason I say that was a bit messy is because he's now got... He needs multiple tiles to help him out now. Meanwhile, back down on the person I'm actually behind. He's kind of folding and playing defense, which makes sense. He's got the reach to worry about, and also Debbie's attack on this side as well. 6-man is fine. 7 blitz played. Will Draconis fold here? No, Draconis decides to go kind of on the attack with a 5-man. That was a risky tile, actually. There's no guarantee that would be safe. But that, of course, is because of the second one. Decides against that, probably because the free would be safe against Debbie, not this. In fact, the free would be safe against both. Yeah, I agree with the total mess up here. Oh, he's now got the 7 potential discard, which is fine. And I think that means all of Debbie's out at this point, but not just she would know that, of course. Okay, 2-2. Last Hatsu, so that'd be fine. 2-player Tenpai. 1 player in the 5-6, and the other player with a throw return 1-4-7. It happens, but you would have earned more points if you got the Yapatsu win off of Viking, and I certainly would have preferred you to. Still, you're now dealer. You have a reasonable lead at this stage, and we move on to the next hand. Another chain of reasonably good hands for there. Ah, okay, thanks for that, Joseph. I missed that. I could go back and check that, but yeah. So if it was a first 10 reach, that makes sense. Which, yes, I should really be observing more when I have less distractions, I'll be honest. So, Viking on a bit of a monster hand here. He's 2 from Tenpai to start with, and plenty of options to get to that Tenpai. Meanwhile, Kesh up top. Looks okay. Debbie's hand is a bit of a mess. Probably should have gotten rid of the South or the Green Dragon for my money on that one, but still. Holding on to the 7 on the off chance that it becomes attached to the door, of course. And again, developing quite nicely up top. So yeah, you can either get rid of the 3-6 or you get rid of the Hatsu at last, which she does. Now getting rid of a 7 because he's out of Viking's out of loose tiles. I would imagine you get rid of a 9 dot here. There's no real reason not to from the hand perspective. 9 or south, anyway. Yep, there we go. Now, technically, Kesh can call that, but it wouldn't massively help the hand. That is a huge draw for you, actually. That completes the closed set you need. Incorporates the red 5. You're 1 from Tenpai. There goes the south. Debbie's hand still a way away, actually. She's got that 3-6 loose Manzu tiles available. This is looking like a close race, actually, here. So now the 6 should be gotten rid of because he's now got the partial connection with the 3. Or the 8 dot. The 8 dot's fine. Right, here we go. I might have been inclined to keep that, but I suppose he is definitely going to have his 1s and 9s in his hand, so... Triplet the 2s. This is, yep. You probably could have got rid of the 6, and that would be slightly better off for you. You'd have had more chances of completing the Sanshku you've got kind of developed here. And again, the 9 might have been a useful tile to keep around, but again, you kind of be it doesn't fit with the hand you're going for, in fairness. And Debbie does not call a Khan, which I'm actually surprised by, but I'm not going to say that's a wrong move. It's definitely not the right move to call a Khan there. If she was in Tenpai, then sure, but no. Here again, we want to get rid of the 6, but she'll get rid of the 4 for now.
Boom.
Which is called. And that puts you into Tenpai for Tenhou. She has drawn a White Dragon, though, which now she gets rid of a 6. White Dragon Triplet means she can call anything now and be short of Yaku. Does she can this? No. Unfortunately, she's now gotten rid of a pair of 6s. Okay, will the West go now? No. I wonder if you're folding here because of a call. I think you might be looking at things. Yeah, you played 2 2s in a row, so you are definitely folding. Here is where you would probably want to get rid of a 6, because that puts you into a regular 5-6 weight, and also gives you a chance of improving the hand value a little bit. Not massively important, though, in the grand scheme of things. Debbie attacks, and that puts still 1 from Tenpai. But she's now showing a bit more of a threat. $5 is risky. He might... Yeah, he folded. Red Dragon, there's a 7. So you have the option of switching into a pair right there. Didn't do it. All those 4s are going to come back to haunt you in a moment. Yeah, because now you've found out that was a better way to switch to, which it is, but you're going to be for a 10 for it because you discarded the 4 earlier. Okay, Viking potentially coming back into this. Trying to do it safely, of course. Debbie now with the option of calling, and could have called that. In fact, if she had have called that, she'd have been Tenpai on the 2-5, which would be a much better thing to be waiting on at the moment. You'd have also avoided drawing the risky 7, man. Self-drawn win, though. So Tenhou, Dora, and Red 5 means another dealer hit, and Kesh is just storming away with this one. So, East for second repeat. Where's his first repeat? Oh, wait, there's two repeats going on at the moment. Yeah, because it was a draw and then the first repeat, so yeah. Okay. So, evaluating. Debbie has a set of the 8s and a 7, and she didn't call a Khan, which, you know. In fact, that hand is ridiculously good. She can be in Tenpai with an next draw. She draws a 2, she can put herself into a 6-9 Tenpai. And if she draws a 6-9, she can put herself into a 3 and 2-5 Tenpai. She is already really close. She has to stick this one out, I think. It's very, very tempting to call Khans at this point, but you do not want to Khan those 8s. And again, that's not the best of moves, but we'll see what happens. Right, I should check what other people are on. Actually, Viking's hand is quite well advanced here, looking at this. It's not too far from Tenpai itself, 2 away. Draconis is a bit further and has a bit more work to do. And up top, Kesh, continuing on, has a lot of triplet pairs and now has the White Dragon as well. Yeah, now you'd want to get rid of your 7-9 if you're going to do it. Which is fine. He's doing that. Oh, good draw. So now Viking is 1 from Tenpai. And that is Tenpai, waiting on the 3-6. And that is Ron. So, dealer turn over, 1,000 points only, but that puts us into the south round. Debbie is dealer. Also kill off Debbie's potential monster, but if she had declared the Khan, then she would have given away a load of bonus points, almost certainly, to somebody. So, what have we got here? We have Draconis, not really a lot going on with his hand particularly. Viking, again, looking not too bad. The East aren't bonus tiles anymore because we're now in the south round. And a pair of Easts over there as well. Good news is, of course, that the East can be used for pin through if that comes up, so. Debbie, though, I've just noticed, has 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs. So could stretch for Toy Toy if the right calls come up now. Yeah, you probably want to get rid of the 4 dot at this stage. 4.6 man most likely. She instead decides to restrict herself a little bit and go into that pairs situation, which is okay, I suppose. But again, I would have probably preferred to maximize the number of draws. That would help me. In fact, she's now up to 5 pairs, so she might actually now want to go for 7 pairs. Or a Toy Toy if she can finish that off. So she gets rid of a dragon, which is safely. So if she draws a 4 dot, a Friso, or a 6 man, she can go straight into 7 pairs. No draw, unfortunately, which is a problem. And if she doesn't, she now has a connected tile, so I'd be inclined to get rid of the 4 dot at this stage. Okay, so she's locking in 7 pairs. It's not always the best idea to try and lock yourself into that. You want to try and give yourself escape routes where possible. Into, say, Pinfu, which is all runs. If she kept the 7, she'd have had the 6, 7, 8 there, potentially. She already has a kind of escape route built in there. There are probable ways around that. And also, she's dropped 1 pair. It's unfortunate and happens, but... he can call that 6. Oh, Draconis can call that 6. Not really looked at Draconis since then, but he's managed to recover the hand quite nicely. It's not very valuable, though, is the only problem with it. 1 red 5, sure, but nothing else really going.
Riichi.
Reach 7 pairs on the free so, which is not the... I keep saying not the best. Her options between the 6 mon and the free so are interesting. I would say, though, the 6 mon would have been a Suji to a 9. It's a tenuous thing. Whichever way she does it, all of her weights are visible. I mean, looking from above, I know that 2 of those are gone, but that's not something that can be, ascertained at the time, really. You can only bet on what's going on right now. So Viking playing defensively, trying to just see out the game. Sumo. Okay. 7 pairs. Sumo. Reach Sumo 7 pairs, and that brings 10,000 points into her. And puts her very close now to 2nd place. If I note, that puts her into 2nd place, sorry. My mistake. Nice hand, crisis averted. Oh, darn you. Spoilers! Yeah, Draconis is in a bit of crisis point here. He only has 4,600 points. But Debbie is dealer now. What can she do from here? She'll want to keep the 2, probably get rid of the white dragon or the 7 or the 1. Meanwhile, somebody here is looking very good for a hand. This is very good for Honitsu. Whether he wants to push that or not is another matter at this stage. He is in 3rd place. Kesh has about... Yeah, a direct Hanuman is what he needs to overtake Kesh in a direct hit. Kesh, again, kind of not... Well... There's ways this can work for him. There's ways this can work for him. In the meantime, Draconis is very close to his own Tenpai here. He has 2 completed sets. Ah, spoilers! Spoilers, I can't see. I can't see. Yeah, Draconis is on... Sorry, keep mixing you 2 up. Viking is on for his Honitsu now. Might even make it Honitsu Toy Toy if he's lucky enough for this.
Gee.
Meantime, Debbie is still on the attack. We'll want to get rid of a 1-2 at this point then if she's going to do that. Gets rid of a 7 instead for the moment. And that begins the Honitsu charge. Does call. She starts a pair of 7s, so it's still... This is what I've been advising her to do if she's going to do that. So just desperately try to hold off the vision at this stage. I can read things later. Spoilers for 5 minutes. I might even try and work out a way to delay this, maybe. Maybe I'll fix that in the edit for a bit. Me? Edit? Ugh, madness. Okay, so getting there. 1 more call needed. And that is Tenpai for 3-6 Tenpai. Now, I might consider Debbie's Sozu tiles quite safe here. She's played quite a lot of low Sozu at the start, so the 2 1s anyway. But we'll see. Oh, wait, nobody else is considering that defense in any case. And there's one call. Followed by 6, and that is another win.
G.
I'm trying to find out where she would have discarded. Okay, that was... This is now silly. So she's now in a 3-10 weight here, because it's the 1-2. Yeah, she had that. I don't quite know what happened there, but I imagine it was a misclick or something. So that's now Tenpai waiting on the 2-3. Oh, that's unfortunate. I see that.
Wrong.
Chinisi Mungan. Okay. So Debbie falls back out. But as I say, it looked like she could have won from that. So it sounds as if the game is over. Please, no spoilers for the moment. Please stop. Please stop the spoilers. You weren't playing too badly, in all fairness, Keshi. You've definitely, I think you need to learn the Yaku a little more and need to have a bit more of an idea of what you're doing when you're calling. But you haven't played particularly badly, at least from what I've seen. Well, it started well. You seem to not win a hand at one stage, in fairness. Anyway, back on to reviewing the games you've already played through. So, South 2. And a very good hand looking at this from Viking at this stage. Ipeiko Pinfu. No Dora, unfortunately. One Dora Pinfu, perhaps, from Draconis. Up top, we have not a lot going on right this moment. And from Debbie, we have South. Yeah, she's actually quite close to tempo from that. Now would have probably been the time to play the Green Dragon with the 2 already been played, but still. 1-1. So let's get rid of the 8. The East would have been better to get rid of, and that is a reach from Little Debbie. So that'll be waiting on the 2-5 Manzu. And will that be coming out anytime soon? Let's find out. Oh, Riichi Sumo.
Sumo.
So Riichi Sumo, Red Dora, South, and Mungan it is. So that recovers all the points you just lost. Brings everybody a little closer to the contention. Brings Draconis 2,000 points from victory, from absolute defeat at this stage. South 3 then. So, looking at that, double ton, white. Sorry, East White Dragon, because of course it wouldn't be double ton with this, and 1 Red Dora. So, a very nice looking hand from that. Draconis up. I'll get the names right in a minute. I'm used to people being where they were when I was playing with them. Not bad potential hand up there, and having the double South available is looking good up there for Kesh. Not a particularly quick hand going on for Debbie, but still. Potential there. 6-9, couple of pairs. 4 tiles, loose tiles to get rid of, though. And Viking looks like getting on for something a bit special by the look of this. It's going to be quick at the very worst. So this stage should be probably getting rid of... Yep. Northwest ignoring the bonus tile for the moment. Pair of 7s. And a pair of Hatsugon. Right. Red Dragon pair. And just leaning it towards Tenhou, because that would obviously be worth slightly more. And can still potentially get the Toy win off of that. And also would allow him to call more tiles if that hand happens. Right, here is the attack from Draconis. He's still 1 from Tenpai here. And here comes the counter attack. Yeah, so by getting rid of the 1s, he's now able to call and can now start being aggressive, as is apparently Kesh at this point. So at this point, the south should be going. Okay. Giving up the potential two-sided weight there is the only downside with that move, really, but the south has to go at some stage if you're going to keep going with this. Neither the white nor the south are definitely safe. Plays for south.
Kang.
And here comes the risky Khan. But it does put you in Tenpai for the 1. I'll be honest, it does put you in Tenpai, so it's not... Oh, God, this is going mad. Mad, I tell you. Don't tell me you're going to Khan as well. You don't want to.
Kang.
You do. Oh, that's put you actually in Tenpai on the White Dragon.
Sumo.
You called the Khan and then didn't keep the Tenpai. I mean, it wouldn't have made much difference, but you played the Khan and then did not keep the Tenpai. Oh boy. Hanneman Suma there, and that is end of game. So we have a result. Draconis minus 53. Massive plus point for there. Okay. Well, that was quite interesting, actually. I rather enjoyed that. I'm going to call that a stream for the night, though. I'll update the league table with that when the time comes. I'm annoyed Viking managed to recover his winning streak. But yeah, we'll definitely do this again next week. And I will catch you all there, I hope. So, until the next time.